Hello everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Cosmic Truth Transcendence, Embodying Your Multidimensional Self. The Cosmic Truth Conference is bringing together a masterful panel of New Earth visionaries who will share transformational, expanding, and liberating multidimensional wisdom. We are invited to transcend the profound meaning of our human existence and to embody our sovereign multidimensional divine cosmic selves, so that all together we create a potent force of collective liberation, ushering in the new earth. I am Lise, Ashaara host, and I'm thrilled today to welcome our guest, Lily Wong. Welcome, Lily.
Hello.
Hello. So let me introduce you to everyone. Lily comes from the multiverse. Here on Earth, she is Lily, a cosmic doula, facilitating the birth of the new human within you. A cosmic shaman bringing forward future consciousness tools to remember, integrate, and express all your soul potential. A cosmic ambassador, translator, sharing planetary messages in the multiversal and multidimensional language of consciousness to enhance your journey of ascension. Together with her cosmic team, a multiversal consciousness group, Lily is co-creating with other interdimensional beings groundbreaking consciousness tools to support the planetary process of transition, evolution, and ascension into a new reality. As cosmic visionary, Lily shares leading-edge information through broadcastings, published material, talks, workshops, inner retreats, and events. One of her planetary missions is to co-create a new consciousness grid here on Earth, allowing the seventh element on Earth to be downloaded and spread throughout all realms, realities, and dimensions of Gaia. Lily loves traveling the world, performing soul movements, and being a catalyst for ascension. Her most precious collection is honey from all parts of the planet, a true elixir of pure cosmic creation. You can find her on her website, timaluacademy.com, and also lilywong.com. So Lily, today we'll be discussing your topic, which is universal. So I will read your topic. It's called "You Are the Omniverse. Remember the birth of your cosmic soul." So this is such a immense topic and so beautiful topic. So thank you for bringing it forward, first of all. And maybe to start with, could you give us your definition of multidimensionality and how it relates to our cosmic soul and to the universe and omniverse? So I'll throw it all in.
Let's see, how much time do we have? Well, first of all, thank you for having me here, Annalise. And I must say, your invitation, when I received your invitation, it arrived. I didn't even read through it. And I said yes. And after I say yes, I said, well, let me see what I say yes for. And right now, as soon as you open the space, oh my God, there's so much beautiful energy coming into this space, coming in this beautiful space that you're creating. And you keep just sharing. And there was more and more and more and more, and I can still feel it. I have goosebumps all over. So thank you for creating this space. It's so beautiful. And I feel it's the time, right? It is the time to start feeling, to start integrating our multidimensional potential. And for me, it's all about connecting the dots, connecting the pieces. So for me, it has been going, okay, first of all, let me see what is this. You know, it's I have this. So my journey of what I call of remembering has been saying, okay, I'm in this container with this flesh, with beautiful, which is a miracle, right? I mean, if you look our body, it's just like miracle with all the system and how they communicate with each other. And I say, wow. And then I notice, okay, there's two other elements that they are not really tangible, as like the fingers, and these are emotions and thoughts. And I say, but look, but they resemble so much at energies we have been looking outside into the cosmos because the emotions are so magnetic.
Mm.
The thoughts are so electric. And then the body, it's pure energy. It's electromagnetism in all together. And I was like, this is wonderful. This is when I start saying, now I understand why we say what it's outside is inside. It is really inside. It's not just metaphoric. It is literally the way it works. And then I say, okay, what can I do with this? And I noticed that the more I harmonize body, emotions, and thoughts, then I was more aware of my spiritual body. And all my senses, all my physical senses start to grow, you know. I start to have the eyes, the vision beyond just the physical. I start to have the hearing beyond the physical, the speaking, all the sixth sense, which the intuition start to go grow. And I say, okay, what is behind all this matter? It's like, okay, I'm understanding there's energy, right? So it's like, okay. And when I start doing the energy, I start noticing I can bring memories from the past. I can bring visions from, and it's like, that's starting to become very quantum. I can be in two, you know, through meditation in two spaces at the same time. And I was just integrating, playing around with the energy consciously. And at some point I said, well, but what is behind energy? What is it? If energy is behind matter, what is behind energy? Right? And it's really like the chorus. And this is where I start noticing when I got all these insights about consciousness. And it's like, okay, so consciousness is behind the energy, and how does it work? And this is what I notice. Okay. And I'm answering your question. I'm almost there. The physical container, it's a very tangible, and it has a limit, right? It's here. It's very tangible. Then with the energy, it is bigger. It is almost transparent. It's not so physical noticeable, but you can feel it. But it still has a silhouette. It has that. But then I notice in consciousness, suddenly you are with everything and nothing. It got more. It brings more of your presence. And funny enough, you don't have a container or a silhouette, but you feel your uniqueness in oneness. And then I notice from that state, I can start having in meditation being not just in two places at the same time. I could be in many places at the same time and gather cosmic information, cosmic wisdom to bring it back into this reality, into this body, into this energy, and to this container. So for me, multidimensionality is not just escaping my physical energetic body and don't want to come back. No, it's let me see what can be for service in this moment of ascension. But suddenly I have so many doors open And I don't move just in time and space and realities. I can also move through dimensions, all step by step. So my concept of multidimensionality is us being able to have multiple doors where we can go and gather our own wisdom, cosmic wisdom, into the now. Yes.
And so the cosmic self is our individual consciousness, or is it the universal
Yeah, this is
consciousness?
it's exactly there where our minds start to being like, what? Right? It's like, what do you mean?
Yes,
It's
but
exactly, yes, right? It's like suddenly there is no more container, but I feel more unique. I feel more unique than ever, but my uniqueness is together in oneness. There is no separation. So what I notice is every time I start what I call my inner refinement, every time I start harmonizing body, emotions, and thoughts, I expand. Then I keep harmonizing body, emotion, and I expand. And when I expanded, it was like parts of my soul waiting for me to be integrating. So for me is we are an infinite puzzle of love. And we can just have a piece of the puzzle, and this is on earth and just like that. Or by having more coherence between our body, emotions, and thoughts, suddenly I start recollecting more puzzles of my own soul. And first of all, I start recollecting all my puzzles of my earth lineage from my own experience and everything that it's connected with me. And that's part of my soul. So suddenly my puzzle is bigger, right? I'm expressing more. And then I start gathering, oh, I have been in this solar system in other planets. Let me see what I get from my experience in Venus, my experience in Saturn, right? And then I say, oh, what I get, I have been experienced, I have more wisdom, I have more lineage from different constellations. And this is where I go and gather from my Arcturian self, my Pleiadian self, my Andromeda self, And then I notice when I go out into this multidimensional being, I say, oh, I have been in other universes. And there is also pieces of my puzzle, of my cosmic soul, of myself there. What if I open and I start? But every time it requires more space. It requires also more inner refinement. It requires saying, releasing old patterns, releasing many things. So it's not just I open doors and they come. Now they say so I say, no, just open the doors. It might crash your system, because if you don't align yourself to that new information, it's going to be challenging for your body, your emotions, and your thoughts. So it has to be, I do more harmonizing, I open more doors. I do, but it almost happens automatically. The more you put my attention into this harmonizing of my body, emotions, and thoughts, the more doors appear. So more pieces. And the more I did, suddenly was, oh, I also have pieces in other multiverses, which is an agglomeration of universes. So for me, it's like multidimensional and multiversal. And you start gathering and gathering, and suddenly you say, wow, this is an infinite piece, puzzle. You can gather more and more. And the beauty is we can do the opportunity we have as human beings right now incarnated is we can do it here. The idea is to do it here on earth, in this beautiful earth. Bring all that experiences here. Bring that, start vibrating that puzzle here on earth.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm. Yes, and so it really ties in beautifully with this body, which you call a miracle, which is really such a sophisticated miracle, beautiful vessel, and embodying this truth. As you say, it's all our purpose, isn't it? It's our human
Yes.
journey embodying this.
Yes. Yes. Not to just escape. I see. I've experienced how sometimes, as we have some challenges here on earth and more about emotional and thoughts, is I'm going to meditate to escape my human reality. And my recommendation is no, harmonize. So that what you can experience in meditation, you bring it in your daily life. Because this is the ascension, because we have experiences already and the galaxy, in the universe. So why not having a new experience of bringing all that in a physical body? This is the idea. And bring it, and it means step by step, because we are changing huge paradigms. And therefore we're changing all our physicality, our DNA, our cells. We're not used to our system always has the potential of being multidimensional, but all that capacities they're dormant.
Mm-hmm.
So now we need to say, okay, no, we need to upgrade our whole systems, all our cells, every part of us, so we can bring more and more, but step by step, so it is at ease with our body, at ease with our emotional, and at ease with our mental abilities, all together in oneness.
You mentioned meditation, but other maybe tools. I don't know how to call them.
Yes.
Maybe other tools to open up and expand this in this way.
Yes. For me, it's a self-awareness journey. So for me, the meditation, I use it as something that we know it brings us to another state of consciousness. But the idea is not just go in a corner and sit and that I have done. We already have beautiful souls that had that journey to help us to come to this. Nowadays is to be conscious in our daily, and it's like in every step we do, when we cook, when we take a shower, when we brush our teeth, to be in a consciousness state. So that for me is always be in alignment and in coherence vibrationally of your body, emotions, and thoughts, so you can have congruence in your actions. So all your actions you're doing in a meditative state, which is a consciousness state, which doesn't mean you're sitting down and closing your eyes. A consciousness state is a presence, and you feel it. And it's exactly that what everybody here, if you open up, you can feel it right now. It's you are like in a beautiful bubble of light, and you feel it. And when in your daily life there are things that happen, challenges in your life, you feel like you are outside that state. It's very noticeable. So the idea is, however you find different ways, there are different ways there. I'm sure in this program you have beautiful souls with different proposals of how to reach that consciousness state. So look for that one that resonate with you. I use the language of consciousness, which is exactly the same. You have heard a lot of the light language, which has to do with energy. And for me, it's like what is behind the light language is the language of consciousness. And it's the one that allows us also to bring energies multidimensional from other universes and multiverses. So I use that language to bring us to that consciousness state. And it comes, when it arrives here on Earth, it comes in fractals of 3, which can be as a gestalt or just as a fractal. I have the consciousness language comes in form of light, so it's movement. So it creates a movement. So through movements, you have it. It comes as sound. So now and it comes in forms of codes. So we have, again, as we said before, principles that they are in universe and we bring in here. The sound, we can also say it's the cosmic feminine principle. In sound, it's the magnetism. In sound, there are the motions in sound. Then you have the movement creating light, electricity. It's the ones that love to travel in time, create the memory. Has a lot to do with the thoughts. And then the codes, the more physical, creating a geometry, color, form. And together they create the language of consciousness. But sometimes it's always good just to have a piece here and then a piece here, and sometimes to have the whole gestalt. So I use the language of consciousness to help us bring that state of consciousness in our daily lives. So first, we can harmonize body, emotions, and thoughts more and more. And then through that, the language of consciousness, these 3 ingredients become like a key to open different doors. So let me open the door of my Lemurian wisdom, or the Lemurian wisdom. You don't have to have been there to recollect that wisdom. So I open that. Then you say, oh, let me open the door of the dragon wisdom from the sea. Now from the sun. And then, so the language of consciousness become that key to gather more and more information, but at the same time to keep harmonizing. The more open you, the more doors you open, the more harmonizing your whole system is going to ask, because it has to go back to an empty vessel every time. So you gather information, you integrate it, you start vibrating it, and whatever is not of useful, you need to release it again. So then you can open the next one. So this new information is going to say, okay, let me see to integrate this new information. You don't need this anymore. You can get rid of it. And then you start vibrating. It's a beautiful process. It's an infinite. And it's a very, I call it the dance of creation. You know, because it requires the movement. Let's see, let's harmonize, let's integrate. And suddenly it becomes a little bit more challenging. Well, then let me stop. I'm going to stop here. because it's a little bit challenging. So I might need a little bit more time here, just here, just in this time. And then I think I'm ready. Let me open another door. Then you open another door and you do it step by step, gathering more pieces of your cosmic soul.
Mm. Mm. It's very beautiful. It really resonates, not in terms of word, but in terms of energy and vibration. It's really very soothing. Thank you. And so coming back to this human journey, the more we remember, the more we open up to this, to our consciousness and to the consciousness. Isn't it a way of bringing heaven here on earth and also bringing it out to our brothers and sisters?
Yes. You know, Earth is super special. And I feel sometimes as human beings, we forget this. And we say, oh, I'm here on Earth. And we see it as a punishment. What did I do to be here? And I see it as an amazing opportunity. The planet Earth, it's a beautiful library of different consciousness, but it's a multidimensional library, but it's also a multiversal library. So everything that exists and is, it's here on the planet, or it's coming to the planet. So we can have a beautiful, complete library of the multiverse. But a lot of it has been already there. A lot of there, that's why we have such a rich nature. That's why we have so many, like so many different kind of flowers, so many kinds of trees, of plants, mountains, the waters. It's because they bring different vibrations from the whole multiverse, from the whole galaxy, the whole universes, and the whole multiverse. So the idea exactly is to enrich more and more that library, to be the planet that has reached from the very dense state of consciousness, like a 3D, has reached to bring all that together, bring all the library, remembering, and from that 3D evolve and ascend to a 5D, 7D, 9D, 12D, 36. There's so much potential. There's so many. I'm going to leave it at 12. But it's so much more. So the potential we have is to say yes. And what's happening right now, why we are now, why are you doing this? For me, in my perspective, you can tell me what's your own perspective of this. Is because we are ready to become creators. So when we were living in a dimension more density, we were needed from others to create for us. And please do this and do that. And well, let me bring this flower here. Let me bring this tree here for you. These herbs are going to help you with your health. This other, it's going to help you for your health. It's going to help you. And suddenly we are in a moment of planet evolution that, if we want, it could be a moment of ascension where we as human beings take back that responsibility of creators. We remember we are creators and we say, you know what? In order to go there, I need also this information. We need a flower that does this. We need this that does here. And when that happens, as you said, when one individuum say yes to this transformation, we send all that information to the grids in Gaia.
Mm.
So other people, other souls here and there say, oh, it seems that there is this potential.
Mm.
But when we do it as humanity, we set an example, a vibrational example into the galaxy, into the universe, into the multiverse. So by the earth ascending, we are helping everything to ascend, which means by you, every single of you who is watching, say yes and ascend is helping the whole process.
Mm.
Right? I don't know if you have a lot of people, how can I help? When you harmonize yourself,
Mm.
you are helping. And it's bigger than what we can imagine. Sometimes we minimize our own individual unique power we have
Mm.
for transformation, for evolution, and for ascension. So my invitation is you can all do it. And when every single human being, everyone who say yes, it's co-creating this beautiful process of ascension by saying yes and by bringing their unique essence
Mm.
to the puzzle. Because I bring mine, you bring yours, and every single one is watching bring, and this is what it's going to help us all together to ascend. I think it's beautiful.
Yes, it's beautiful because it's also with all the animals, the nature, and it's, well, I mean, obviously Gaia, our mother, is really propelling us also and nurturing us, isn't she? And also all the energies that we're receiving from the omniverse or
From the beginning. From the beginning.
from consciousness, yes.
Yeah.
From the beginning. But is there a beginning and is there an
Well,
end?
it's a
No.
beginning at the end. Yeah, yeah. It's a
It's
beginning at the end.
infinite.
Yes, there is no. I agree with you. But sometimes we need a little bit of help for
Yes,
the
I think
understanding.
as you were saying in the beginning, we need the container, we need limits to, well, put words on
Start
it, concept,
exactly.
to conceptualize it. Mm.
Yes. So the first book I wrote exactly, it's called You Are the Omniverse, and there are the way of explaining things is by metaphors.
Mm.
So we become like a cosmic doll. We become like your cosmic iPhone or your cosmic cellular phone. It's like using those fractals of reality to explain the whole and see how it's a reflection of the cosmos within yourself.
Mm.
And I agree with you, there is no beginning, there's no end. But that's like a concept, it's a multidimensional concept. So if we are aligned into a linear concept, which we have as humanity for so long, you will go say, what do you mean? But that's okay. That's part of the bringing new ideas. It's like, you don't have to understand. Just
Mm.
open to that idea, right? I always say the invitation in the academy is like, let's go beyond the impossible. And
Mm.
people say, how we go beyond impossible? Because it's impossible. And I say, when we say already, when we put in words that something is impossible, is because it's already possible. We just haven't found the ways of making it happen.
Mm.
But we are there, right? As soon as it's already out there, it's because it's a reality. That it might be challenging to make
Mm.
it possible. Okay, that's another thing.
Mm.
But impossible for me is just a word of saying, let's do it.
Mm. It's beautiful. And this resonates with me in terms of what you were saying about the magnetic and receiving, opening the divine feminine, and obviously trying to open up to this rather than being all mental and as
Yes.
we have been all those centuries, all those
Let's
millions.
try something new. It's like we already know how to be mental.
Oh, yes.
And we excel at it. So
Mm.
let's thank those moments and say, perfect. So now the invitation is the thing about the mental abilities is that they're wonderful. But this is my invitation. Just talk with your mental abilities to your mental body and say, I'm so sorry. I've been giving you all the work. You've been taking over of everything. But let me introduce you to your emotional body. It's a great teamwork. And let me introduce you to your physical body. It's a great teamwork. Let me introduce you to an intuition. Let me introduce you to the innate. Let me introduce you with the guidance we have around. Let me introduce you to angels, archangels, dragons. It's like, guess what? You don't need to do it alone. Look how big a team we can do it in oneness. So what we're doing is separated. So we can also tell the mental body, okay, maybe you want a vacation, go and take a vacation and then come back because we need you. You have been part of things. You know how things work because you've been doing the whole thing for so long. So for me, it's not about, oh, let's shut down the mental. No, it's great. Thank you. Or just do it with here. But no, because then we're doing again in separation. You know, it's just by feeling, just with the heart. That's beautiful. We haven't done it for a while. And that's why it becomes so tentative to just do it with the heart because it's like, whoa, this is amazing. But the invitation is, well, don't repeat the same pattern and separate again just one part. It's, okay, maybe when the mental is on vacation because it has worked so much, is you give it, well, like take over just a heart because you haven't done it for a while. But then go back to the whole team. It's a team and they work beautifully together when you allow them to work together. And when you allow everything to work and when you do it consciously, that's part of being multidimensional, is non-separation absolutely in anything. So if we just go with the mind, multidimensionality is not going to be pure. If it's not going to be with the strength, all the strength that it can give you. The same thing if you just want to do it with your heart, if we just want to do it with the body. If we just want to do it here, you know, it has to be in wholeness, in oneness. And that's the invitation to become one with everything you are. And notice how unique you are. Mm-hmm. Because one thing that happens is because we just give it to the mental, it tried to look for patterns to be working with others because otherwise it's too much. It was just too much for the mental. It did a fantastic work. I don't know for you, for me, I come from and it did fantastic work. And I'm so thankful. But now it's so happy to be able to work with all other team because it can't put the attention in its strength, because that's part of being unique, to go and see what is your strength. So the mental body has its strength, the emotional body has its strength, your heart, every single, like a body, right? The heart, the liver, it has a strength. And when you allow them to play at its best, it creates a beautiful symphony. Mm-hmm. So the idea is that your cosmic soul, the same part. You bring the different wisdom, you're integrated, they have different qualities. They are, some of them, they are the strings of your symphonic, the other ones are, you know, the trombone, the other one is the piano. Sometimes one needs to play a solo, but within the orchestra, and the idea is that your cosmic soul plays this beautiful symphony in your daily life. And a symphonic music is just vibration, right? So even if you cannot hear it, you can feel it. And even if others cannot hear it, sometimes they say, well, but I need to say, you don't need to say anything. How do we share? How do we pollinate with our vibration multidimension? It's by vibrating. It's like having a cosmic symphony playing all the time, and people might not hear with the ears, but they perceive it. They know you're playing it. And they know also when we have our challenging, suddenly one instrument or one couple, it's you also, when you get angry, that's part. We are in a process of learning, mastering emotions and thoughts. Well, maybe it's a moment of going within yourself so you're not start playing that to others. It's like, let me harmonize that anger within myself. And then I go outside again and I play my beautiful symphonic.
It's beautiful. It's both profound and also very light, and light in terms of joyful and flowing. Also, while you were speaking, I had really this sensation of flow, because it's never ending, and it's always moving, isn't it?
Yes. And you say it, and it's part of, because you're in oneness, when you're multidimensional, then there's always in movement. And that's part of what we did in the 3D, because it's linear. Suddenly it's like, and then you're not flowing with it. But when then you say, okay, let me do it. It's automatically, you start moving. So that symphonic, you're playing your symphonic, but then you have, it's like having other symphonics with the other human beings, with others. So it's like this beautiful omniversal symphonic. So you can play the galactic symphonic, and you're part of it consciously when you move. It's like, okay. Or the universal one, or the multiversal one. It's going to be your decision, but the idea is to have the inner refinement of your own instrument, of your own symphonic, to keep playing. And when you open those doors that I was talking about, right? You open another door and you integrate. It's like you integrate new instruments, and some of them you haven't seen before. It's like, ooh, look, it changed the sound of my symphony. It changed my vibration. This is something I never felt before. This is another kind of wisdom, and it enriches the sound of your own symphonic. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does. It's very playful. We are children.
Yes.
It's playing and discovering, and with no constructed, and with no constructs.
Yes. And the more you integrate, the more you will understand. So for that, it's like you say, it's more allowing, like Chindra's, that it happens through experience. Because, well, sometimes is you open the door and you want to have the full instructions of what's there. How do I use this? What it is? What it comes from? Who has created? And the idea is exactly like you said. I open the door and I'm like, wow. Where it comes from, I have no idea, but it feels good. How do I use it? I don't know. Let me take it. And let me be conscious. Does it like me to speak very low? Can I speak louder with it? Let me see. And then say, how does it feel here? Ooh, this is nice. As if you hear, oh, that's not so nice, so it's more on this side. So you start experience like a child with new toys. And you don't need to read anything because remember, it's multidimensional. So it means if we open the door, you, Annalise, might find another way of playing it as me, Lily, that goes more with my whole puzzle, that it's more in tune with my symphonic. But you find another way of playing it because it's more what your symphonic needs. So if you have, there's no possible instruction. If you have instructions, you're going to limit the possibility of that instrument. But the funny part is that the more I integrated, and suddenly I started to play it in my symphony, at some point, I know, oh, this comes from, oh, this is for. You start knowing by integrating this, not because someone else told you, not because someone else gave it to you. You start remembering that information, and it's the one that it's aligned with your soul, with your unique soul in oneness. So yes, it's, for me, all of the journey of remembering, it has to have that inner joy, that playfulness, that very pure innocence. And that innocence is what allows us to really surrender to this playfulness of the new that it's coming, to the playfulness of the possible multiple consciousness projections we can have as multidimensional beings. But that comes from within, and allow it that it happens from within.
From within, within no limit. So omni,
The omniverse.
the omni individual. I don't know
Presence.
how to
Yes,
say.
the omnipresence.
Yes, omnipresence.
And this is nice you mentioned that, because even though I say the open the doors and I do this for us understanding, it's actually here. It's everything is within. So you open it like this. Suddenly it's like there's no boundaries. There's so much. So for me is I go within. I discover those doors, and suddenly I expand. And I go within, and I open the door, and it's so much. So it's, like you say, it's literally, we have an omnipresence. We have the universe. We have the God inside of us. And this is another chip we need to change. It's like, no, it's not outside. It's inside. I gather everything from inside. And so wonderful.
So, yes, so beautiful. It's really beauty and purity. And I mean, there's no words, obviously, but it's immense, isn't it?
It's immense. It's immense. And this is this is why also the language of consciousness for me allows the vibration, because when I start the journey, I start sending messages in the different languages that I speak. Like you say, it's either in Spanish or in English, in German, in French. And suddenly my cosmic team said, we want to start sending, the same way you allow us to give the message and you allow us the vibration, we want to start sending messages that they are not limited by your earth language, that they were built for lineality and for this time. But now that you're ready to become more multidimensional, you can start receiving and start communicating, because it's a communication. So it's if I can't vibrate it, then there's more vibration that comes. I say something, I have a feedback. So it's a more multidimensional communication. And this is how to say. So now allow just sounds to come through you. And I notice the difference. Yes, this vibrates. Allow, instead of writing our messages that we're giving you, allow the codes. This is and they say the same thing, instead of just staying very straight and give the messages, allow us to move your whole body. So they come and they start, that everything is like it started to move. Funny enough, when I start doing it, I at the beginning it was in separated mode. So someone come and do the movement, someone come and think. Still, as I said, I didn't receive this with full instructions. I had to integrate it. And at some point I say, it's the same, but in another form. I was like, yes, it's the same in another form. And actually, when I bring them together, they create a beautiful gestalt. And, but yes, this is just allowing. It's exactly in the same process. So I always allow it to happen. And sometimes even then I get a confirmation through a book or someone saying, or someone just discovers something in science. But it's this way. Well, for me, this way it's a lot more fun.
Yes, it's a game. It's a huge game, and it's also full of love. I mean, when you speak, that's what I feel. Also, it's non-judgmental, and obviously none of those human emotions. It's neutral. I mean, it is, isn't it?
It just is. Yes. Wonderful.
Well, Lily, maybe you would like to add a final word of wisdom to conclude?
Just exactly to say, don't take it serious. It's not like going to study for a PhD and having to write your dissertation and have people judging you and giving you a note. No. This is about you enjoying the discoveries you do about yourself. The discoveries that comes as you realize that you're multidimensional. And something that I really invite you to do is don't try to go faster than what your physical body is telling you to go. So be very gentle to the body. Give all the love to the body, because just realize what the process is going very deep in our DNA and in all cells. So realize that every time we open a new door and integrate, every time we open a new door and we integrate, your DNA, your cells, everything needs to upgrade. So give it a time. We haven't done for thousands of years. So if it takes you one more month, so it is. So just enjoy the process and have fun. Yeah.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. That's so beautiful. Thank you, Lily, for sharing. Thank you to your multidimensional consciousness, or your light. Thank you for bringing your light. To conclude also the interview, you are offering a free gift to our audience. You are offering, I think it's called, it's a program, or I don't know, you will explain. It's called 13 Days Becoming Multidimensional. So in a few words, can you tell us what it is?
Yes. I work with 12 plus 1, 13, as a formula of vibration of the Christ consciousness.
Mm.
So you will see from the center of creation and how it moved from oneness and they start fractalizing in 3 plus 1, 4, and then in the 12 plus 1, 13. And this is something imprinted in the Gaia soul and in a human soul. So a lot of what I share, you're going to see a lot of those numbers. So my idea was to create a series where I can, there's so much to explain from the multiverse and the universe within yourself, that I create this little program separated in 12 plus 1 days, giving all the basics, step by step, to what does it mean to be multidimensional. So it's like an extension of what we just have right now. It's an extension, a deepening from my own cosmological vision, what it means to be, and what can you do to start increasing. And I give already some of those language of consciousness so you can start trying it out. And it's there, so it's not like you have to go in a rush, because I have some people say, well, thank God you did it in those pieces, because I have to go back and review and also have Q&As afterwards. So it's a very deep, complete atlas of multidimensionality, but also as simple. My idea, or the challenge that I put me in this program, is to share this as simple as possible, but not less than that, as Einstein will say.
Thank you. That sounds like an amazing gift. Thank you for offering it. Well, we will conclude. Thank you to the audience for being here with us. Everybody watching, thank you for joining us. I'm sure you enjoyed so much this, and I hope you enjoyed this beautiful conversation with Lily. Thank you, Lily, again.
Thank
Take
you.
care.